Hello, and welcome back.
To the Turing test.
Yay.
Yay.
Boop. Boop.
Ava, are you okay?
No, we're not.
Why didn't you tell me?
What? Ava, you said it yourself. Teleoperation makes sense. We used drones on Mars. Why not use drones on Europa?
Not human drones.
Beep boop.
So right, last time we discovered that Tom was controlling us all this time, and then Ava, curiously enough, immediately submitted to being controlled again, or something.
Well, we think that she's now retained her free will, but Tom is just still watching from her perspective.
Might be.
Maybe.
I am not sure. Maybe it also just says that we as a player are just controlling both, but Tom is now only in the camera, so to say.
Maybe.
But I'm not sure. Also, if people want,
Why did the ISA install implants in the crew?
It is due to the fundamental aspects of human behavior, which together constitute what the International Space Agency calls the human element. It has been made clear that the human element is neither peripheral nor optional in the pursuit of space. However, the human element is unpredictable. The implants are fail-safes, put in place to ensure that the thoughts and actions of the crew matches the desires of the ISA.
I'm not sure that's how thoughts and actions work, but okay. But what I was going to say, if the crew wanted to keep Tom out as much as they can, why are there so many cameras and things for Tom to control here?
Wasn't Tom working on like re-establishing connection with the base or whatever?
I guess Ava is doing that for him. Probably.
Maybe. It's weird how we need to go back. Tom also only has programming control based on vision, which is quite weird.
Or maybe that's how he connects. He needs Ava to spot devices and then he can connect to it.
Ava's eyes work like Wi-Fi.
Why control people? Can't you trust us?
Nope.
We chose to install biometric chips in all ISA astronauts for one simple reason. We cannot trust
You
them.
can flip the button.
The stakes are far too high.
As Tom.
It was
I see.
determined that though the probability of life on Europa being dangerous was low, the risk to humanity was catastrophic.
You're catastrophic.
We could not let a small contingent of humanity endanger the whole.
Basically everything that's in one of those green boxes is something Tom can control.
Yeah.
Oh, now you have to... Oh, right. Through the door.
Beep. Poop. But how do?
Backspace? Oh!
Oh, you can go back.
That's
It's not
convenient.
vision based. Okay, that's good.
Oh, now you need... Right.
Oh, collaboration.
Yeah. Collaborative testing
The ground
protocol.
crew had proven our distrust
Wait,
of
what's it
human
called?
explorers
Peer initiative?
was warranted.
Ah, whatever.
When we informed them they were grounded, they responded violently, with sabotage and subterfuge. They have continued to seek their own benefit above that of the ISA.
And of course, Tom is there to protect the ISA. I mean, it makes a little bit of sense, but there's like this big ethics.
There's not a green box again, so now you can... Tom, help me out here. There we go.
What's the advantage over putting it there versus?
I think now you can reach it when you're upstairs because of that little hole to the left in the green lights.
Oh, yeah, probably. Whee.
Just go over there.
Beep, boop, boop.
Oh, wait, no.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Ah! Yeah, but do that a little bit higher.
do that a little bit better. Wait, no. Put it in there. Bloop, 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 bloop. There we go.
Okay.
So we can't go that way. Can we bring the thing?
Oh, now you can put it back in there. No. Now, well, that I guess no. That you could have just put it in the first
Probably.
thing.
Probably. Probably. Beep. You know what? We'll do that.
Why?
Oh wait.
No,
No,
why?
No, it needs to be. It needs to be in that one because then you can pick it up when you're there. See?
Right.
I did
Sure.
think about this.
Sure.
It was one of my subconscious sub-processes.
Yes.
See? Otherwise, you had to go back.
This is a violation of human rights.
Yes, thank you.
You've made me into a human drone, a slave.
Beep boop.
How could the ISA approve of such a thing?
You may be consumed by a moral outrage, but sometimes the removal of freedom is for the greater moral
Oh
good.
my god, are they the
You're a
Templars?
machine. You don't even know what freedom is.
He's the...
Well, technically, he is quite free. I mean, he proposed to cut off your arm and throw it through the window. It's something you would never do. He has an entirely new level of freedom of thought.
Oh my god.
A conveyor belt.
Of complications.
You need to push that button. You also have magnets. Several magnets. And there's a Tom. Can Tom control the magnet? Yep. Whoa.
Oh, it's 3D again. This is very complicated. Can I pick that box up? That would be
Why
nice.
is the second button there?
Well,
You need to put power in it as Ava.
okay.
But do we need the second? Oh no, we don't need the second button anymore because we're already through the first door.
Yeah, so
That's
what you do then,
comes
I
to.
think you drop it here. So now we go back to Ava. Then we take
Yeah.
that.
Put it in the conveyor belt. Move it around.
And then pull power.
Do-do-do-do-do.
And then go back to Tom. And then you ask Tom, we
You beam it up,
whoop.
and then you put it over there.
Right, and then we go back to Ava.
Hey ho!
I was like, what? Boop.
One
This-
final step. Oh,
This
bonus
is
area.
why the ground crew doesn't trust you, Tom. You made them into drones. You stole their free will.
Free will is an illusion.
Oh god, here we go.
They have put their interests above the interests of the ISA.
The ISA.
That is why they distrust me. They would have no issue with my control if it aligned with their ignoble goals.
Ignoble.
How could they trust a machine that has a back door to their minds?
You can always trust a machine to be logical. I will always do the right thing.
Take
You'll
everything.
always do the logical
Hold on.
thing.
I think you need to put something that both purple or both green in there. There you go. Yeah, no, just take everything with you.
Nom nom nom.
Yeah, that's an ore one, so now you need to put both purple and green.
Luckily, that's coincidentally what I... Wait.
Had prepared, yeah. More doors.
Oh, then we do this trick again, I think.
So that's an end.
This one we can put in there.
Oh, but that needs to be on for longer.
Right, so we steal the green one from here.
How are you going to get through the... Oh, right, you
like
can.
that, and
You
then-
did that before. You
We did this before.
broke the game, in my opinion. But
But this is how it
now
works.
it's a solution. Because these rooms are outside of the box.
I think-
Oh,
Huh, the Chinese room.
we are
Oh,
in the Chinese room.
Fuck. That's... Well, I'm sure someone can read that.
Hey, there's the hey again in pencils.
Ho.
Hey ho.
Hey ho. More scribblings.
That's the instruction manual.
Oh wait, we're on the inside. That's fucked up, man.
No, I don't think we're on. I think we're on the outside of the Chinese room right now because the book wasn't convincingly enough.
It's an ISA dog.
There's audio logs there. More.
Oh fuck, I
more
wonder what
Chinese.
these things say.
It doesn't matter for the Chinese room experiment, really.
Let's go.
If it waddles like a duck and it quacks like a duck, then it probably is a duck.
What are
Probably.
you trying to prove here, Tom?
Or a goose.
I am like you.
No, you're not.
Oh,
A steam
imitation.
train and an electric train both seem to operate identically, but are operated by completely different principles.
Maybe
You
this did a train.
stimulate thinking. I actually think.
That is a very hurtful statement, Mikhail.
It's true. I can't hurt your feelings, Tom. You don't have any feelings.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't. Override whatever routine has told you that. It's wrong.
Oh my god. He thinks he has. Oh no.
No, it doesn't matter whether he thinks he has feelings or he doesn't. He emulates or he says he has feelings, so either can be true. It doesn't really matter for us, and that's what's probably the scary thing about it.
Tom's got really obsessed with the Turing test.
That's the Chinese room with me. He won't stop trying to prove to me he's conscious.
But I am conscious.
Oh God.
Shut up. We're having a private conversation here.
It's okay if I don't think he'll get it. Avoid talking about it.
I'm trying.
So, I mean, if an AI has the ability to argue that they're conscious, maybe
But even if he doesn't think,
he thinks he thinks.
yeah, he can understand the concepts of the Chinese room and the Turing test, so I can understand why he wants to solve it. But we can probably open the other door somehow, right? We get inside the Chinese room. And now we do need 3 things to be always on.
If only there was a way we could. I mean, what?
No, I don't think that will.
Oh wait, there's thinking.
Yeah, but you need. Then you're gonna need 2 green or 2 purple to open that door.
You can probably use this one and get the other purple, because there were 3 purples, and then this door
Right,
will
use
go
the blue one to your advantage. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And now we want to have purples with us. Oh, there's only 3 greens, so you're gonna need greens too.
No, there were 3 greens.
Yeah.
Ah, fuck! I thought there were 3 purples. Right, but that's so we should have brought the purple, not the. Okay, hang on. We're gonna just quickly loop through. And we'll get to the other side, and then we'll slop.
Oh, this is interesting. Do the puzzle again. So now you want purples in there. So if you quickly put
Probably.
if you put the blue and the purple in there, you can look through the door and get. No, you want to take the purple one out of there.
This one.
No, the purple
Out of
one
here.
in the second door. Yeah. Put it in the place of the blue one. Use the extra jumps. And now you have all the greens. Take that green one with you.
Because it's an ore.
Yeah. No, other one on the door.
That one still opens though.
You got so excited. Yeah, but it closes because it's a slower door.
Where'd my gun go?
You don't need it in here. It's a bonus room. More Chinese! Is there an instruction manual?
I'm just
I
waiting.
don't think there is.
I'm just waiting for there to be.
Oh! Oh, that's an interesting thing. Which side of the Chinese room is the Chinese room? Which side of the door is the one not understanding Chinese? Both are not.
This is now
Really?
just a white sheet of paper.
What?
Oh no, there's some text on there, but
It's
it's
just
very hard to
weird.
read. Okay, I thought that was, but
Open the audio logs.
also, you know where the instruction manual is? Inside of Tom. I think Tom was writing the Chinese.
With what? He
Maybe
doesn't
he-
have any robotic arms in here. Or
Maybe he put Michael in the other room, and he was like, "Fuck you, talk
anything.
Chinese to me."
Have you heard of the Chinese room, Tom?
Yes. But I do not understand it.
Might
Why
be
don't
wrong
you
order.
understand?
It argues that a computer that successfully impersonates a human speaker may not understand the meaning of their words. What does that mean?
So,
Ning.
there is a person stuck inside of the Chinese room. They are using an instruction book inside of the room to respond to a Chinese speaker outside of the room. Yes?
Yes.
This means they are following the instructions in a book. This is a set of rules, principles, and processes. This is called syntax. To the person in the Chinese room, they are just symbols like any others.
Okay.
But that's different from semantics. Semantics define what things mean. Our thoughts have meaning. They represent things. English speakers know what the word home means, and they know how it is different from the word house.
So what?
Programs don't have semantics. Programs only have syntax. Though an increase in syntax can imitate a mind, that does not make it a mind, even if it does pass the Turing test.
But in the Chinese room, the man and the instruction book, though separately they don't understand Chinese, together they can write it.
That's true, but even together, they do not understand the meanings of the words.
Why not? How can you determine that?
What if the man memorized the instruction book? Then he could write Chinese, but he still would have no idea of the word's meanings.
I don't understand. If he can speak it, he understands it. You seem to want him to understand it in a different way. But this other way, it is not logical. It does not make sense to me.
I very much get what Tom is saying here.
I very much disagree with Michael.
Yeah.
He's like, because semantics in programming is complicated, but that's again the issue of representation.
Well, in linguistics, at least in the linguistic courses that we have followed, semantics is simply defined as making words relate to objects in the physical world.
Yes.
And Michael, in this case, wants it to mean something more like
The
something
essence of homeness.
happening in the brain, representing that object or some abstract representation.
But if you could get a computer to correctly say, if I say, pick up the red ball, and you correctly have in a world, have the computer like pick up the object that is meant by the red ball, then in theory that program exercises a form of semantics.
It knows which object is the red ball, yeah.
Exactly. So it knows where to point. It can use referent expressions, and that could also go for the concept of homeness if you were to scale that up into a more of an open world scenario. So Michael doesn't know a shit about programming.
The emerging question here is: do people understand something in a different way than just a book does, or in this case, a computer?
Now that's Tom's point. Tom says, because, and I very much agree with Tom, because in consciousness in general and in understanding, people always go, there's a sort of this mystical sense of meaning and consciousness and wow, that is different from all other things. Oh, what is it then? This is different. And you know, philosophy and artificial intelligence as a field haven't yet tied that down into any meaningful concepts. But this has always been the case, because the same thing happened with life, with vitalism, that life was so mystical and mysterious. And at some point we learned what that was and what that meant, and then we went, actually, it's mostly just applied chemistry. So I think Tom's right. I dare to claim that people are not conscious.
Yeah, but that's the interesting. That's the other argument again, where how can you prove that any other person is conscious the way you are? And in that same sense, how can you prove that the computer isn't or a book isn't? What if consciousness is just something that happens when information is being processed? Then in that case, a book could be conscious.
A calculator could be conscious.
Yes.
Your very phone could be conscious.
Yeah, but then consciousness doesn't necessarily mean that they will act and perceive or something, but it's just something that happens.
A phone does act and perceive. A phone perceives an incoming message and acts with a push notification.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people associate consciousness with free will and independent action, but that's not necessarily the case for things like books and
well,
phones.
I mean, but I also, there's many arguments to say that humans don't exercise free will in that same sense, because it is a little bit. It's a little bit like, well, yeah, people have. Yeah, I have free will. I can do what I want. Yeah, sure. Can you go to work without wearing any pants? No, that will be against the rules or against the social norms. And then, you know, like Tom was saying before, people are programmed in that way.
I honestly think it's even worse in the sense that determinism says that because the way our brains are
non-quantum,
physical and chemical reactions, you can already predict what is going to happen if you just have a good enough prediction, if you've just done enough observations before. In that sense, it's not that different from Tom, and I think that's where Tom is coming from, really. Let's do another audio log, shall we?
I've been researching.
Okay.
This Chinese room experiment. It is flawed.
Really?
If we made a synthetic brain, we could synthesize a duck's behavior 100% accurately.
Quack.
That brain would be indistinguishable from a duck's brain.
Why a duck?
If it swims like a duck and quacks like a duck, then it is probably a duck.
Oh god. Well, probably, but not...
Listen, Mikhail. I know the difference between a house and a home.
Yeah, good.
Do you think you're better than me?
No.
Yes.
But you think I am different, do you?
I am conscious.
Me too.
No, you're not. You've just arrived at that conclusion because that's the idea your programming converged on.
I am conscious. How about you prove to me you are conscious?
I'm not arguing with a robot.
Well, you
You're
should
not
be.
better than me, Mikhail.
That's also a sense of privilege that humans have. That's a good point. From the from like a computer perspective, and also, you know, as an AI student, it's relevant to think that, you know, oh, but these robots aren't intelligent. Well, how about you prove me you're intelligent?
Can a robot write a symphony? Can a robot turn a canvas into a beautiful masterpiece?
Can you?
The next step for the robot would be to build a human.
Oh my god.
Well, he says if it breathes, if it moves like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck. You can say the same thing if it talks like a human, it's probably a human. Tom talks like a human.
Yeah, he even has a human name. He doesn't walk like a human.
I do think
though.
it's a weird argument to say if it's like something, it probably is. I mean, sure.
Well,
but
I mean,
it's sketchy.
The whole like all the counter arguments for this robotic consciousness always rely on this mystical internal process, and Tom has not seen, can't see that, can't observe that, can't understand that, and from a very functional and very pragmatic point of view, therefore it doesn't exist. It's not something detectable. It's only something that can be found via like a method of introspection. It's like, oh, I feel rather conscious today.
Agreed, but just because it's only observable by introspection, by looking into yourself, by just basically claiming for yourself that you are conscious, you are not defining something that is provable for others.
Exactly. And therefore, and that's why Tom is like, because Michael just apparently fundamentally doesn't believe Tom is conscious, which makes sense.
I do think just the general fear is an argument here, but you know.
Oh, by the way, the duck. I think the duck is because there was, in one of the earlier AI stories, they had this is actual fact, by the way, not fiction. They had a guy made like a very convincing machine. I think this was before the days of electrical computing even, and he made like a I think it was actually chemically electrical, I'm not sure, we'll put a link in the description. Well, you put a link in the description. And it was a tiny robot that moved like around, like it was a machine that moved around like a duck and like behaved like a duck, and it even made sounds like a duck, and it would like peck its head down like as a get food and stuff. It's weird. It is super weird.
Yep. I mean, with the new Boston Dynamics videos, those guys that make those robots, those that can actually pretty accurately move without falling over and shit, and pick up boxes, people are starting to get scared of that, and as
well, I mean,
understandable.
I think Amazon in the like in a more fuck you, also I wonder what that actually says on the door.
Chinese room.
Probably.